What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. We are kind of dragon ass, but kind of not. You know, it looks exciting. We are having a bearish engulfing candle, but really we're just in this sideways range still. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. Okay, so for the past, since this low here, I have been calling for a move that could. I haven't been saying that it's definitely going to go there, but I've been saying that we could go up to about 213 to 220, 225, even somewhere in that range. This previous area where we had lows right up here, where we found support, we could test that as resistance and then go down. That would overall still be a lower high in this overall kind of range of lower highs, and then we could go down and form our next lower low. I have also been saying throughout as well that I do think we're not done with this low. I do think we go lower than this, and since about here I've been saying that we could go down as low as 135, in the 135 to 185 range. Could this be the low? Could this be the low before we take out this high up here? It could be. I don't think so though, not at the moment. So I would need to see more convincing price action to believe that. And at the moment, I do believe we go lower in this, probably around 135 to 150, potentially even down to 120. But we're going to go over all of that. Okay, so let's see here. We did get this higher high that I've been calling for, right, for the past couple days now. Although, unfortunately, we might not go as high as I was thinking. I did think that we were going to go probably around to 213 to 220, but it's starting to look like we might not. We had a 4-hour close here that, let's see. It's pretty in line, isn't it, actually? Let's see. Let's look at the actual numbers. The close itself was at 189.47. This close was at 189.49. So that is technically a little bit lower. This is technical analysis. Let's be technical, but that's just this exchange. Let's see, BCH, USDT on Binance, the two biggest exchanges. Let's go off of that. Let's see. This low here was closed at 189.6. This one over here was at 189.6. So that's a double bottom in itself too. Really hard to say. Really hard to say. This could be a form of hidden bullish divergence where you have lower lows in the RSI, but you do not have lower lows in the price. But you do over here technically have lower lows, but it's so far away. This isn't a double bottom here that this still could be a form of hidden bullish divergence. But definitely hard to say. All in all, in this range, we still are maintaining our higher low, higher high structure. It is possible that we go up, but it's also possible that we might go down, and I want to go over why. You know, if we look at this here, yes, we have a bearish engulfing candle, but back over here, we had a bearish engulfing candle, formed a double bottom, a slightly higher high, or higher low, I'm sorry, and then we actually broke above these highs not less than a week later. To the contrary of that, if we were to take, from low here to when we broke this low, which was all the way over here, that took us 10 days. This low here to when we broke it, again, this was a higher low, so we're not going to count it, but we broke it on this one. That was 15 days later. Here we have our low, and then we broke this one. When did we break that? About 9 days later. Here we are, again, forming our low, and right now we are on our 11th day. So this is, relative to this overall price range, this is getting into the later parts of it, and I would expect, and this is not when we start to turn down. This 15th bar here was not when we started to turn down. We started turning down here. Here on this 10th bar was not when we started to turn down. We turned down over here, right? We turned down over here, and then this is all the days that we broke these lows. So the longest we've taken so far is 15 days. 15 days from now, well, that's just 4 days out. That would be on Friday of this coming week. And that would be the longest that we've seen so far before breaking this low. So regardless if we go up or down or whatever from here, I do think that we are coming to the end of this consolidation, and we likely will get prices below this low soon. If we don't get prices below this low soon, okay, things can change. We might have to take a different look at it. Things might stay the same. It just might take longer. Who knows? But all in all, at this moment, I do expect to go lower than this, and I still am leaving the possibility of us going above this price there. It could happen. It could happen in a day. It could happen tomorrow real quick. We go up to about that area where we found support before, and then from there, just go down immediately. We might not. We might not even go up there. It's hard to say. For the past couple days, I have been convinced that we would break this high and likely go up to 213 to 220, but I'm starting to think now that we might not. It really is hard to say. We haven't done anything to completely convince me that that's impossible, because if we take this high here and we look at these lows, we're still holding this previous area of resistance as support, which is nice to see. But on the 4 hour, this RSI is starting to look a little bit weaker. We have broken out of this upward trend, and it does look to me like we could be going to the oversold zone. To be fair, with the area that we closed at right here, this is the 40 area, the bearish area of control that we've closed on. Bouncing off of this area, which is also a previous area that we found resistance, just like resisting this area was not good for price, bouncing off of it could be good for price, okay? Reverse effect there. So, and then maybe we form a lower high up here while forming a higher high, get some bearish divergence, and then go down. It's hard to say, but what would really be telling, one way or another, if we're going to resume this downtrend immediately or not, would be if we get a 4 hour to close below this yellow line, which we've gotten close. We have gotten close, but not quite there. So we still have, until the day's end, really to see this. Just because we have a bearish engulfing candle does not mean it's go time to the downside, though we are getting kind of close to that range. And that's just really all I have to say, guys. I don't know if I have anything else I want to add onto that. I feel like I don't know if I went over this or not in the beginning of the video, but from the top to bottom here, you can see the 618 to the 0.69 is right there between 213 and 220. That would make sense to go there, but we did just tip the 0.5, so we don't have to go higher. And just because this area is up here doesn't mean we have to reach it. If we look at this overall, like if we were to take this top to this bottom, I think we did here. Yeah, we did go into that area. This top here to this bottom, we didn't go into that area. We actually fell just short of it. And then from this top here to this bottom, we did go in that area as well again. So, this would be a kind of shallower retracement from like what we've seen relatively, but it doesn't have to go higher, man. It really doesn't have to. If we take this overall range from this top to the low here, that would, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. But these lines, again, it's not that this has to be completely respected. And maybe this move isn't done yet. We could come down and then go up, or then go up and then, something like that. This would start to actually look really bullish if we did something like that, but it's hard to say. I don't know. Getting a little off track here. What I'm trying to say, guys, is overall, on the daily, if we look at the RSI, lower highs, lower lows, if we do get a candle to engulf like this, it's not going to look good, but it's not condemning. We've seen these kind of conditions before and still turned around and went up. But being that we are weaker in the RSI, I kind of would be more inclined to believe that this might be the end of this move to the upside. If I'm just being frank, this might be the end of this move to the upside. So let's just see how the day closes. Let's see how this 4 hour closes, especially. If we can get prices that are, again, above, probably, really all you need to do is get above, like, 192. If you can get above 192, then I would say that there's hope that we could go higher than this high as well. But overall, regardless of how high we go, whether we go to 213, 220, 225, maybe just barely above this high, I do still think that we are going to make strides lower than this, again, somewhere around like 135 to 150, somewhere in that area. And that's all I got. I feel like I'm on repeat and I'm just going in circles. So if you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.